If I ask you this, in a heated argument, would you engage your ego and respond? Or would you use your higher self and respond? If I ask you that question, what is your response? 9 out of 10 people in my seminars, workshops, 9 out of 10 people, the response has always been that I'm going to use my higher self. In fact, each time I positioned that question, I did not describe what the higher self is. But there is something magical about this higher self. Yesterday, I recorded a video. I talked about how peak performers think, how they respond, and how they operate. And I went through a bunch of things they do. And one of the things there, I talked about something called identity alignment. And within that identity alignment, I talked about something called using the higher version of themselves to respond to a situation that's happening in the present. I did not, I'm going to drop the link here anyway, but I did not complete my thought, or I did not give enough meat to that point. And I want to do that here. And this video is specifically for you. If you find yourself in conflicts, you find yourself in situations where you say something, but then you regret for saying that. And you carry that guilt, you carry that pain for a long amount of time. And, what is this highest self? And how do you put yourself in that zone to respond to anything, mostly the negative stimuli that's coming at you, with this highest version or highest self of you? By default, I think you'll agree that if I have to give some definition to this highest self, then the definition would go something like this. The highest self is more patient, is wise, is grounded, has no ego, has no fear, has no insecurity. That's the highest self. I mean, there could be more, but you agree that's the definition, that's the construct of higher self. And interestingly, this is the higher self for every individual I met. Even though they are falling apart, they're using their absolute power to control a situation. They're engaging with anger and frustration. But when I talk to them about their higher self, this is the definition they give, in which they're very humble, they're very simple, they have no ego, they have no insecurity, they have no fear, they have nothing. They're like absolutely, totally, completely in and out centered. That's the definition they give me. So the bottom line is this: your higher self, it's fair to say it's not perfect. It's not as perfect as, like, there's never the perfect shape or form. But the higher self is intentional. The higher self chooses how to respond to a situation, or to an conflict, or whatever is going on the ground. It's intentional. So to kind of elaborate this, you want to be the leader who is in control when the team is pushing you. You are the parent who is in control when your child is pushing you, and you are the partner who is in control when a fight starts, right? So something about emotions, when the emotions are high, the mind gets into a survival mode. It chooses to either fight or escape. It doesn't want to deal with. And again, yesterday I said, peak performers expect friction, because they know that when they deal with friction, they have the part of them which is looking, this thing which satisfied their inner leader gets satisfied, because they dealt with friction. They know that whatever they want, they want a lot, they want more, but every time they want to engage at their higher self, there is going to be situations in which there is going to be resistance. They have to fight resistance. So what does the higher self do? It breaks the auto reaction cycle. It gives you a third party perspective of a situation. It also projects you into the future, and future is always beautiful, by the way, right? Future is always amazing. Past was amazing too, it depends, but mostly people say, I had an incredible past. I don't know what is going on with my life today, and I'm hoping my future is going to be beautiful or more blissful. So the game is about the future, and your higher self is always in the future, so it automatically moves the mind there and gives you more perspective to a situation that's happening right now. Now, the question is this: how do you practice this? Is there a way to practice this? Is there a way to get your mind there automatically when something goes wrong and you find yourself in a heated argument? Well, there is a practice. The practice is very simple. You pre-decide your higher self behavior. You pre-decide. Now, how do you do that? Well, you tell some affirmations to yourself. Early in the morning, when you start your day, some affirmations. For example, today I'm going to choose calm over chaos. Today I choose curiosity over criticism. Today I choose silence over sarcasm. You tell these things to yourself, so you're not prepared. The other way to also deal with this is, frequently you remind yourself of a story or of a situation where you dealt with something that was totally going wrong and was totally out of control. You dealt that situation with calmness, with no ego, with no anger, with no frustration. So you create this reference story, and there might be several of these incidents in your past which you dealt, in a calm and decent manner. So you kind of create this list of these events, and you remind yourself of those events. Okay, I hope this is helpful. If it is, this video, do me a favor, just click the like button. That way I can reach some more people. And here on this channel, I show up every day. I mean, if you subscribe to this channel, then I'm here every day. Every day I come up with a video of the day in which I'm sharing an insight, an idea, a concept, a strategy, a technique, something like that, which helps you if you are into self-improvement. The idea, this channel is to help you if you are into entrepreneurship. Again, we talk a few things about sales, influence, marketing, relationships, all that on this channel. And I'm here every day. And I do this literally within my car because I contain and I control this environment, and nothing is scripted, and I talk with no filters, and I talk with no props. This is it. Okay, if this is the kind of coaching, this is the kind of information that you're seeking, then by all means, subscribe to this channel. And again, only subscribe if you found value. If not, I get it. There are so many incredible other channels, other people, other experts, other philosophers, other coaches, mentors who do things the way I do, and they probably do better than me. So if you're finding value somewhere else, please, you should go to a place where you find value. Okay, so my desire is I deserve your attention. I do not demand your attention. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Wherever you are, you be safe, and I'll be with you as early as tomorrow. You take care. Bye now.